All right, so lesson 30.5. We changed our minds yesterday and created this one. So the equation of a line in a different format. So we're learning to sketch the lines x plus y equals some number and x minus y equals some number. Okay, and that's what our thinking task was based around. And we're going to learn to do it by using a table of values. And rearranging the formula would be like a level 4. So if you can just get it using the table of values, you're fine. Okay, if you can rearrange the equation, that would be like a level 4. Okay, so you got to touch on to at least the table. Everybody good? All right, so I'm going to pause it for a second. Okay, so when x is -2, remember they have to add up to 6. So you're always checking for that, right? -2 plus 8 does add up to 6. Okay? This isn't a difference, it's just you got to always remember it's got to add up to 6. -1 plus 7 adds up to 6. 0 plus 6 adds up to 6. 1 plus 5 adds up to 6. 2 plus 4 adds up to 6. 3 plus 3 adds up to 6. So then we're going to plot them. -2, 8 is right up here. -1, 7. 0 and 6. 1 and 5. 2 and 4. 3 and 3. By now, you've noticed the pattern. So can you fill out the rest of the graph? Yeah, you can just keep going over 1, down 1, right? And then draw your line in. And this is the line x plus y equals 6. And that's a perfectly satisfactory way to do it. I would always choose these x values here, okay, because it's going to fit on your graph that way usually, okay? And then see what y values make it true. It's harder when it's minus, it's harder when it's subtract, to use your number sense, but you have time to do it. All right, the other way to do it is to put it in the form y equals mx plus b. So in that case, I want to get y by itself. See if you can follow it, okay? If you can, that's really great. So to get y by itself, I'm going to subtract x on both sides. That creates a 0 pair. And 6 minus x, they're not like terms, so I'm going to write it as 6 subtract x. Okay, so say I didn't do a table, but instead I rearranged it into this format. Based on this format here, who can tell me what the y-intercept is? 6, it's the number without the x. Who can tell me what the slope is? Close? -1 over 1 is your rise over your run. So then I would go up to 6 right here, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Okay? There's 2 ways to do it. You can make a table, or you can rearrange the equation so you know what the y-intercept is and what the slope is. Okay? 2 ways to do it. You need to know one for sure. Okay? All right, so the next one's a bit trickier because it's a minus. So complete a table of values. Use the same x's, where x minus y always gives you 3. Okay, x minus y always gives you 3. X minus y. Okay, so it is a bit trickier when you have to subtract. So -2 minus -5. So this is what we did kind of on the first day. When you subtract a negative, you end up adding. Okay, so -2 plus 5 does give you 3. -1 subtract -4 gives you 3. 0 subtract negative 3 gives you positive 3. 1 subtract negative 2 gives you positive 3. 2 subtract negative 1 gives you positive 3. And 3 subtract 0 gives you positive 3. Then we want to plot them on our graph. And then you can just fill them out once you notice the pattern. And this is x minus y equals 3. It's subtract. So negative 2 minus 5 is 3. So.
There's no reason to rearrange it.
Yeah, this one's subtract, not add. And the other way to do it is to get y by itself. Okay, so what would I do first to both sides if I'm trying to get y by itself? Charlie? I could do that, so I'm going to follow through on what you said. And then be careful, I've got the sneaky negative left on that side. So how do I get plain y by itself? I've got negative y by itself, but that doesn't help me. I need plain y by itself. Nobody? Okay, we'll go back to my way then. So when I look at it, I say, okay, y is negative. I want it to be positive, so I'm going to add y to both sides. There's my 0 pair. But I still want to get y by itself, so what would I do next to both sides? I want the y all by itself, so what would I do to both sides? Anyone? Subtract 3, yes. So then all that's left on this side is y. So I'm going to switch sides. Y equals x minus 3. William, going on. That should make sense to you that the y-intercept is negative 3. Here it is. And the slope number is 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Okay? All right, so to do the next 4, I want you to work with your elbow partner. Okay, so whoever's sitting beside you, work with them. And then I'll slowly put